Yeah, I'm definitely ready. My fire's on. All right, Black Box Radio. We are in the box. Listen, this is the fourth voice of the baddest series. I'm talking about the baddest series, to the BMoreBLaK Series. That is a series that's our response to National Black History Month, because we really feel that we are Black and we're history every day.
Right.
So we definitely are platforming seven great voices in Baltimore doing amazing things. And so tonight we have Brother Juan. Say hi to the people, bro.
Peace and power, family. How y'all feeling?
So Juan is an innovator in the city. Juan is a mover in the city. Juan is doing amazing things in the city. I'm Queen. I am a host at Black Box Radio. We are a multimedia platform based in Baltimore. We platform Black people. We we actually spread the genius of Black people to other communities, and we disseminate information. That's what we do.
Right.
But this series is about just talking about Blackness, talking about the history of us, and there's great people doing great things in Baltimore. So Juan, I want you to kind of tell the people who you are, where you from, and are you from Baltimore originally? Where you went to high school? That's a big thing in Baltimore. Like rep where you from, and
I
then we're gonna
mean,
jump into what's going on with you.
I'm definitely born and raised in Baltimore. I don't really claim one particular part of the town because I was kind of raised all over the town. Like I can go in
Got
any
it.
part of the town, city, county, and know people.
Okay.
Fortunately, I was raised in Northwest Baltimore, but spent a lot of time in West Baltimore, Cherry Hill, South Baltimore. Um, Went to Milford Mill High School, the best school in Baltimore County. Um,
Love it.
but I had friends at the city schools, Dunbar Poly, all those things. But I'm a native Baltimorean, raised by a solid, beautiful, Black mother,
Yeah.
um, raised by solid, beautiful, honorable grandparents, Bob allows in the community, and just Baltimore as a whole. Baltimore is what shaped me, as a man, as a young man, that losing my dad at 10 years old, 1986. If
Oh
it
wow.
wasn't for Baltimore shaping me and knowing what the real town feels like and looks like, that's what I'm a product of. So I'm a product of, just being raised by, the community.
Mm.
That's why I don't claim one particular area, because, the whole Baltimore, um, you know, receives me.
That's true. You all over Baltimore. You flow. So when I first met you, you was flowing. So what I do want to talk about first is, you're a healer. Yeah, and you've always been a healer, and you was in a juice game.
Yes.
So what have you done? Are you still in the juice game? Are you moving? Because I call you J Juice.
Yeah,
I
yeah. So
met
I
you.
mean,
I met you with the juice game. So what you
yeah,
doing with the juice game?
I still dibble and dabble in juice. I do more consulting work with
Okay.
juicing. I do private clients. I'm actually consulting the Rich Juice Bar out Cherry Hill. So I'm helping that
Mm-hmm.
brother, making sure that when he hits the ground running, he hits the ground running and be super successful. On one thing that when I first started my company, Healthy People Juice, that's the company that started all the juice and energy. The main thing, that I wanted to focus on was making sure that it was something that I can share and help others, reach their dream. It never was for me to be, full fledged juicing. I mean, I just, wherever God led me to with the
Mm-hmm.
juicing, I just allowed that to be an avenue to get me in some other doors. So, I've had a culinary incubator with my good brother, Will, down in Fells Point. I've also had Legendary Lifestyle Cafe with two amazing people, Kirsten Allen and Marcus Hatton. So I've done a lot of amazing things, as far as juicing and health and stuff like that. But now I just, work with my private clients, because I have clients that have been with me, since 2013. So I've had 5 or 7 clients that just been with me since 2013. They get juice every week. So I
Wow.
just kept just maintaining that relationship, and any new clients that I get, but I'm not like currently like advertising, like that, far as the juice aspect. But those that know what I do, my work, and know what I do, they reach out occasionally, say, "Hey, bro, are you taking any clients this week?" So I try to design things, and it'd be hard for me to get out the game because so many people reach out to me about it. Like, and then the testimonials. I just had a testimonial maybe like 2 weeks ago. A friend of mine, her aunt, rest in peace to her aunt. I was juicing for her for like 2 years, 3 years.
Oh, wow.
And the family sent me a message saying like she was so happy. They want to thank me because it wasn't for the juice. They single handedly know that the juice kept her alive longer. You know what I mean? For them to spend time with her. So it actually made me feel good. Because it was one of my favorite clients. You know what I mean? She was very, they would come like maybe once every 2 months, but they would buy big. You know what I mean? And I just made sure that I, made the juices with love and energy. It's one thing about me, and the reason why I kind of got out the juicing world is because I believe in energy. And if your energy not right, your energy transfers into your product. So when my energy ain't right, I don't make juices, I don't make food for people, I don't do any of that. So I had a period of time. Yes, you can take as much as you want now. Yep. And there's a plates right there, both. Yep. I made a salad today for the families
I
when we
love
be
it.
going out when our thing. So, but yeah, so I believe that when your energy is not good, it transfers into your product. So it was a time where as though it's hard to maintain or try to sell health to a dead-minded society. You know what I mean? And I just got
Whoa.
tired of fighting the uphill battle. So I said, you know what? Let me just focus on my health, focus on what I need to do for me internally, and those I need to help along the way. I'm gonna help along the way. You know what I mean? I've helped a lot of people in this town, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud to see all the successful juicing companies out here, all the successful plant-based businesses out here. We're one tribe, we're one community. So, I'm always going to be connected with juicing because it's my peace, it's my place of peace, it's my safe space. It's something that I've mastered and do very well. So I just want to help other companies help develop their juicing brands and continue doing youth programming with juice. So right now I'm doing some juicing program. It's called Juice for Change. It's something that I wrote a few years ago. So we're going to be doing Juice for Change with the Pennsylvania Avenue Market with No Boundaries. We're doing a Juice for Change program down there. You're welcome. And selling beverages with the kids and making money fundraising for No Boundaries. So I'm always going to be around. You know what I mean? I just won't be as loud as I was before or stepping my flag of like healthy people juice or da da da. No, it's the
Yeah.
HPA legacy group. I just want to move behind the scenes and just really help those. You'll know I'm around when you taste their juice. When you taste their juice, you're
I
gonna
know your
know
juice,
Brother
bro.
Nance had a hand in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
I know your
definitely will say
juice.
that. Like my juice is definitely supreme.
Hmm.
My juice blends are definitely one of the supreme juice blends in the whole world. So I stand on that.
Listen, I know your juice. Wherever they are, I know your juice. So listen, it's amazing. You're from Baltimore, and I know you didn't start here. So how did you get? Because you're a healthy eater. I'm looking at your skin. I'm looking at your beard. I know you're a healthy guy. So how did you get here to the juicing part and to healthy eating? You like people said we have a. I made some food for people. You made a salad. I mean
Yeah, we
that's
made an
stand
amazing
up.
salad, and we sourced everything from the Avenue Market.
Oh
I
my
was able to
goodness.
feed some students and some families for under $11. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my goodness.
With
Wow.
romaine, nice organic romaine lettuce, spinach, assorted peppers, some organic carrots, shaved carrots, cucumbers, some tomato.
Mm,
Just kept it real simple for the families. Onions, red onions, stuff like that.
good stuff.
Um, but I got into to answer your question. I got into I've never really been a bad eater. I mean, my mother really wasn't a bad eater.
Okay.
I was raised around Muslims, so a lot of the Muslim brothers that my mother had me around, I was introduced to vitamin C and sea moss when I was a little kid. You know what I mean? So those things are not foreign to me. Like I've been doing like tinctures and things like that for years. So I
Okay.
feel like I'm just catching up what was put into me. And I also my juicing company was birthed by just the health of my family when I was married. My son had eczema. My wife had a few things going on. So I just really started it to juice with my family. And then people got wind to what I was doing and asked to buy. And I was like, once I told them how much it was and they bought it, I was like, okay. So anything that I do, I'm gonna do it all the way. So I just, dove all the way in. But to answer your question, like it's just something that was kind of born in me.
Got
And
it.
then, my mother always taught me to honor your temple and honor your body, honor yourself, you know what I mean, honor your mind. So that was very important to me to just make sure that I continue the legacy of eating well because you can have all of the you can have all the money in the world, you know what I
Yes,
mean? But if you ain't eating right, I tell people all the time, either you're gonna pay now or you're gonna pay later. I'd rather
absolutely.
pay now so that way I can enjoy my latter years. And as you're getting older, you're not able to eat as much anyway. You know what I mean? I
Mm.
watched how my grandmother, as she was aging, she drank a lot of water. She wasn't eating as many meals, but they became smaller, not because of any health conditions before she got sick. She was already doing those type of things, you know, resting at a certain time, may not be sleep, but laying in the bed when the sun go down, things like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you watch, if you watch your elders and how your elders, I had elders in my family that lived to 100 years old. I don't have elders that, you know, lived to 90. So, you know, you watch and they may not have eat the same way I eat or anything like that, but it's just the lifestyle of rest, because rest is really the most important thing for your
It
health
is.
regimen, period. I don't
Yeah.
care how many supplements you take, how many times you go to the gym, how many salads you eat. If you're not getting no rest, all that stuff means nothing. You know what I mean? Like
You
I've seen
preaching,
people
bro.
that I've seen a brother that I know, God rest his soul, went to high school with, dropped dead in his bed. You know what I mean? And he was a never smoked, never drank, a healthy guy. Went upstairs, laid down, and died. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was because of lack of sleep or whatever, but I'm just saying when you're working and burn the candle at both ends. And if you're a thinker like I am, you have to find time to rest. If you don't find time to rest, it's going to be very detrimental to your health. And I realized that just because I haven't been sick in years, but then when COVID came, I got sick twice. I just had COVID recently. And a good friend of mine that studies, you know, the same holistic health things that I do, he said, brother, you know why you're getting sick, bro? He said, because your mind all over the place, bro. Your immune system is not strong because your mind all over the place. And I was like, damn, yo, you're absolutely right. People don't realize the mind immune connection. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it's very important that you settle your mind. And that was the whole purpose of me going on my journey a few months ago, just to get back the balance and settle myself so I can, you know, go on this next phase and next chapter of my life.
I love that. Balance is so important. And we don't understand the biological part of our body. It understands when the sun goes down and understand when the sun goes up. It is a biological instrument. And we treat it as almost a trash can,
Yeah.
and then we expect for it to heal and take care of us, but we don't take care of it.
Yeah.
And you said something that was so amazing. Just what you just said about rest. You speaking to me, like you get in this thing and you're creative and you're doing this, you're doing that. You're not resting.
Not.
I'm all over the place. My mind is everywhere, and I got to be careful because
Mhm.
that's when you see your viral load is very low,
Yeah.
and you get sick.
Yeah.
People say, "Why you got a cold?" You run down because you done ran yourself into
Yeah.
into into something
Yeah.
issue,
Yeah.
and so we got to really honor our temple. I
Because
love
you
it.
never give your body the opportunity and your organs and things to do the natural secretions and things that it's supposed to do to start healing. If you're never resting, it's your organs release at certain times of the evening and the day. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like if you're not doing what you're supposed to do and you're not in a circadian rhythm, like people be like, some of my friends be like, yo, you be up at night and then you still be up early in the morning. Like, I can't help it. You know what I mean? It's like I want to sleep later. You know what I mean? But I can't. Like if I go to sleep at 12, I'm getting up at 4 or 5 o'clock, period, every day.
Period. Me
You know
too.
what I mean? It's like clockwork.
It's
You know
like
what I
my
mean?
mind wakes me up, and I'm thinking about it. And I'm right at the computer doing something. I gotta really
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
deal with that. You go to bed at 2, you back up at 5. I mean,
yeah. But you
it's
know what? Our mind, and that's a dangerous thing because our mind
dangerous.
never get an opportunity to rest because we're constantly on devices. We got light in our eyes. So our brain is thinking, oh my God, it's daytime outside. It's daytime outside.
Absolutely,
No, it's not daytime
it's
outside. So
not.
you got to start unwinding, disconnecting from your phones, cutting the TV off, get a
Real
book,
talk.
listen to some jazz music, whatever it is that for you to unwind. But we need to start practicing unwinding. And we definitely need to start teaching our children that because our children will have way more screen time than we ever
Absolutely.
going to have. And their brains and their eyes are going to be affected in so many ways. And these are the things that people are not talking about on the health tip. You know, people are talking all about the eating and all of that stuff, but we're not talking about the
Technology is
all
gonna
this
whack us down.
technology. You
Yep.
need to have a healthy relationship with technology, or technology will drive
Yep.
you crazy. Technology can kill you. It's a
Straight
real thing.
bars. That's
Technology
bars
can
right
kill
there.
you.
That's straight bars. You're right. We don't understand the anomalies of technology yet because it's new to us. But
Yeah.
it's going to show itself, and we're going to have major problems with our ears, with
Yeah.
our eyes. We put
Yeah.
stuff in our ears. We're always looking at
Arthritis in
things.
our, we're gonna have carpal tunnel arthritis in our fingers. We're doing so much
Absolutely.
stuff. Our thumb is not even designed to do this much moving. Like the thumb is not even designed for that.
There
You
you
see what I'm
go.
saying? So, I mean, but everybody makes money. But you got to realize this: the more we advance technology and the more we advance things, the more money other entities make. You know what I mean? If people got eye issues, hearing issues, thumb issues, you got more physical therapists getting paid. You got more doctors
You
getting
feed
paid,
the
eye
system.
doctors, hearing specialists, all of
Yeah.
that stuff. You got to get more people. I mean, it's all capital. It's capitalism. So,
Bro, you feed the system. That's what they do. We bottom feeders. They don't understand that they feeding us. We bottom feeding. We feed everything.
yeah, like my mom has no social media. You know what I mean? And everybody be like, she don't have, you know, you're missing. She's not missing nothing. She's way more balanced and way more peaceful than the people that have social media. I think that she wouldn't be as stressed out because she would be on there probably just for her grandkids and, you know, stuff like that. But it can be very draining, you know what I mean? Especially when they start catching your algorithm. Like we could be, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. She was like, I was at dinner one day. I was talking to a social worker friend of mine. She's like, I was at dinner one day talking with some colleagues, and next thing you know, my phone just started showing me all the stuff we was talking about. I was like, yo, we don't realize all these little fine documents that we be signing and checking. Like we signing our rights for them to record us, all this stuff. So you don't even stand a chance in court, you know what I mean, or anything, because you're not reading the fine lines and saying, oh no, I don't want you to sell my email. I don't want you to sell my number. I don't want you to sell my likeness. I don't want you to share my algorithms or anything that I'm interested into the world. You know what I mean? And it's things that we can do to do that. So it's so much things associated with health outside of just what we eat. You know what I mean? I just think that like what
Absolutely.
we listen to, what we see, you know, that's why we have the state of our world and our community as we have now, just because of what we're feeding ourselves, both mentally, spiritually, psychologically, and emotionally.
We got to definitely police our consumption. The
Fact.
consumption, the things that we're consuming is a detriment to our growth, but we don't even know it. And we consume some of it so long, it's just regular, but it's not good.
It's not.
So we got to look at, and technology is new to us, but it ain't true to you. I hate to tell you, it's coming for you in the back end. So
Fact.
you definitely got to be careful.
And you know
You
what's
got
so interesting about that? I was telling some students today we started a school store here for the with the SGA, the student government, you know, just to raise money, show the kids economics, this, that, and the third. But I was
Mhm.
telling them about the hot Takis and the Cheetos. So I showed them a video today, like, look, y'all, like y'all don't have to believe me. Let me show you this video. I showed them the video with somebody lighting the Taki and it's what you call them on fire.
Yep,
And the kid was like, I ain't buying them no more. So I told him, I said, when you buy rap snacks, you supporting the black man, you supporting Master P. You
that's
know what I
it.
mean? So I was like, so when you buy the rap snacks, I'm not saying any of the stuff is healthy or whatever, but I'd rather if you're gonna put some up in you, I'd rather you put some up in you. At least you know a little bit of integrity has been into it. And you're not eating plastic and stuff like that. They were just they thought I was hating at first. Mr. Brother Nance, you be hating on our snacks, like because you eat fruit. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm just trying to help you out. You said you want to be an athlete. You saying you want to do this, that, and the third, bro. You got to take care of your temple, man, early. The earlier you take care and develop these habits, that's why when my son was young, I made sure I exposed him to everything, sushi, all types of stuff when he was young, fresh juice and things of that nature. So that way, when he got older or he was in middle school, whatever, nothing will be foreign. He would never feel out of place or any of that. You know what I mean? Like, and we have to do that because kids are not going to try things if they didn't experiment it when they was young. You know what I mean? Like the things I like now, I was introduced when I was a kid, but I didn't like them when I was a kid. Like I didn't like
Ah,
beats and stuff like that, but I
yep,
love beats now. You know what I mean? I
good.
understand now why my grandparents were trying to give it to me. You
You
know what I
love
mean?
beats? Oh, bro, I
Yeah,
can't.
like I love beets now, but I didn't have that type of relationship with beets initially, or a lot of fruits and vegetables. Like I said, I always ate pretty well. I never was like the chicken box cheesesteak guy. Like I never was that person. I mean, I was always fish and stuff like that and Jamaican food. I mean, I like Caribbean food. I like international type of food. So I never
Mhm.
really was like a soul food guy, even though my family and my grandmother owned a fish market in Connecticut and stuff like that. I mean, I've always had access to good food and good eating. So I just understand the power associated with all of those things when you talk about the totality of your health, you know?
Yeah, that's total health right there. So you dropped some jewels tonight, one. You dropping jewels all over Black Box. I love it. So listen, I know you my J Juice, so that's why I'm trying to put one on my mouth. But you J Juice to me, I'm gonna have to stay. I got to stay where I know. So J Juice, let's talk a little bit about Baltimore real quickly because this is
Okay.
Black History Month,
Okay.
and Baltimore is our city. Real talk. And we love the city, and it has a lot of challenges, but it's a black city. And so for Baltimore, how has Baltimore been to J Juice? What kind of city has it
I
been
mean,
for you?
Baltimore's been pretty good to me. I mean, I can't complain. I mean, Baltimore, if it wasn't for Baltimore, I probably wouldn't be able to move through the world the way I move through the world. I probably wouldn't see the world the way I see the world. I feel like if you can survive in Baltimore, you can survive anywhere. But Baltimore, definitely. it's going to test you several ways. It's going to test your character. It's going to test your patience. It's going to test your integrity, everything, because everybody doesn't always fly or operate at the highest level. So I would say that Baltimore has been good to me. But Baltimore also has gave me some scars, like everybody, every other place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've had some bruises here in Baltimore. Sometimes I feel like, um, you know a lot of people, you know a lot of things. You know, I've been in a lot of circles. I can, man. But sometimes you feel like a stranger in your own home, even though you're beloved. You feel what
Oh
I'm saying?
wow.
So to answer your question, Baltimore has been good to me, but Baltimore's also has been mentally taxing and draining as well, as far as the PTSD associated with being an upstanding, righteous black man in Baltimore that stands on morals, principles, and values.
That's straight honesty right there. I
Yeah,
love
I don't budge. I don't budge. I don't sign up for chitlin circuits. I'm not with the click stuff. None of that. I don't believe in the crabs in the barrel mentality because I haven't been impacted by that personally.
that.
You know what I mean? Does it exist? I think it exists everywhere. People just try to make it more of a Baltimore thing because we crabs, home of the crab, and all that. But that's everywhere. You go to other cities and states, they say the same thing. But I've never personally experienced the crab in the bucket mentality because I don't
Mm-hmm.
allow myself to. Does it exist? Absolutely. But to answer your question, I mean, Baltimore has been good to me. But again, it's a balancing act. You got to know what to take
It
from
is.
Baltimore and what to give Baltimore back. You know what I mean? And focus on the things that you can control within the city. Every fight is not your fight. And I
That's
think
it.
sometimes we spread ourselves too thin and try to fight all these different initiatives. When if you got to fight your one initiative, shout out to the Ryan Institute for doing what they do on the education front. Shout out to the people that focus on the food front fight. The food apartheid that's happening. Shout out to the brothers that's out here fighting anti-violence. I used to be spread out too thin, and then I
Mm-hmm.
realized that some of those fights are not my fight. It doesn't mean I don't care about the issue. It doesn't mean that I don't support those that are doing the work. It's just not my issue. You know what I mean? And so, you have to understand where your expertise at. You can support other initiatives and things that may not be your particular area expertise, and you can support different ways financially. You can contribute by spreading information. It doesn't cost anything to share what somebody else is doing. You know what I mean? So, understand that. I know I kind of went on a tangent, but it all leads
No, I
back to
love that tangent.
back to what Baltimore has done for me. Like I said earlier, like I come from a Baltimore where you grew up in neighborhoods. Now people live in addresses. You don't know your neighbor's name, nothing. You don't know
That's
the
the
kids
truth.
about nothing. I grew up in communities. I grew up in a neighborhood. I didn't grow up at my grandmother's address. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in a community where all the addresses on the community was my address. You know what I'm saying? So that's the major difference. But to answer the original question, like Baltimore is a probably one of the most powerfulest, smallest powerhouse cities in the whole world. Baltimore, if you study the history of Baltimore and you study the history of the state of Maryland, you'll learn everything you need to know about how America was even formed. You know
That's
what I mean?
it.
It's so
That's
much
it right
history
there.
that comes through Baltimore.
It all
That's
came through
why that's
Baltimore.
why we have so much energy here, because it's a lot
Yep.
of floating unsettled spirits here. You gotta realize how much carnage and death has been on this soil for decades, centuries. You
Yes.
understand what I'm saying? So,
I'm
if
speaking
we
it
keep
now.
this on if we take a think of things on a deeper level, on a spiritual level, you know what I mean? We have a lot of unsettled spirits floating around here. So, spirits are real. You know what I mean?
All
So,
day.
Baltimore has been good to me. It taught me a lot. You know what I mean? Like I said, Baltimore wasn't for Baltimore. Baltimore shaped me. You know what I mean? Baltimore shaped me into the man I am today. So I have nothing negative to say about Baltimore. I love my city. I'm always going to take them with me no matter where I go. That part you can't change in me. So
Love that. Well, be more as our city. I had to hear what you had to say, and I love that's real honest. And you're right. Everything that this country's going, they brought it through Baltimore first.
mhm.
You better believe it. It has been a
Facts.
lot of carnage.
Facts.
You're absolutely correct. But one thing before we get into what you do, bro, you the style maven. I'm looking at you, but come on, you know I can't. You know, JG, you know how I do. I'm real honest about this thing, bro. You are the style. Look at you. You got these rings and these bracelets. I want some. You know, I'm a bracelet lady. I'm
I
looking at
got you.
your arm, bro. You giving me power. Look at your arm, bro. What is? Listen, where does style come from? Where you are the stylist
I
black
mean,
woman.
I'm not gonna lie. It come from. I mean, I got to be honest. It come from several things. I'm a hip hop I'm a hip hop baby. I was born in the 70s. So,
Yep.
hip hop is a lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? And,
Real talk.
it was always about setting your own trend, you know what I'm saying? It was always about being okay in your own skin, in your own lane. So for me, just like I said, again, I'm catching up what was instilled in me. Like my mother instilled, authenticity and African energy. And then, like I said,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I gotta give a shout out to Baba Ernest Shaw, the lovely Baba Shaw.
Double E.
Baba Shaw
Yeah.
blessed me. Baba Shaw blessed me with my first official dashiki. He took it right off. We worked at a school together, and it was a little too big for me. He was like, "Yo, it's a little too big for me, bro." I was like, "Yo," I said, "Yo, let me get that." I thought he was playing. Like, "You want it right now?" I was like, "Yeah." Took the joint right off his back. Boom, put it on. He the one started. Baba Shaw the one started my. Once after that, between that, him and this professor, I was at a community talk that Dr. Lamar Shields did, and was a professor from Howard University, and
Hmm.
he had a mean dashiki on. Fit was mean, and he was talking about why he wears what he wear, and he was like, brother, he said he dressed the crowd. He would say, I dress this way, one, to let them know I'm not the average person and you can't play with me. You know what I mean? And it also represents my heritage, it represents my history, it represents authority, it represents power. And when he said that, I just kept thinking about that. Like after he said that, I was like, okay. Because like I said, I come from the education background, so and a little bit of corporate America. So I'm used to wearing tailored suits, and I didn't stand in front of kids with sweatsuits and stuff on. Like I actually make sure I looked respectful and presentable as a professional in front of my students. You know what I mean?
Okay. Hmm.
So they can buy into what I was doing for them. So it just comes from then my uncles and my dad was a stylist. Rest in peace. My dad was a stylish guy. Like it's just in my blood. You know what I mean? It's just in my blood. So I'm just thankful that I found something. I tell people I don't dress to impress anyone else. I dress for myself. It makes me feel well. You know what I mean? It makes me feel well. I can have no money in my pocket, but if I feel good on what I have on, I feel great. You know what I mean? About what the possibility is to me achieve more and earn more. So I don't know if that answered your question, but
You
you know,
answered. Listen, I attest to that every time I roll up, I'm like, look at J Juice. He always got to bring the style, killing it. I walk in, I look, and I see you, and then I got to look again. J Juice is sharp, and
thank
I'm
you. I
looking at you
appreciate
now.
that.
You killing it, bro. I'm trying to be the cutie on duty here. You killing me, bro. Look at you. You always bringing it. So we had to talk about your style. I always tell you about that. I always talk
I
about what you do.
appreciate that. I
Yeah,
appreciate
I
that.
really do. And I love, let me tell you, as a woman, we love men who are individuals. We always
Absolutely.
see men that look alike.
Absolutely.
They always got on sweatsuits and they sneaker game, but everybody look alike. When we see a man that's doing something different, it make you say, "Oh, okay." I'm looking at your fingers. I'm looking at your wrists. I'm like, listen, I need to come see you. We got to talk on the back end. I got to come up in that house, and we got to talk about some of them bracelets, bro.
Yeah, I just got actually I got it's a story behind everything. You know what I mean? Like every piece of jewelry I have is a story behind it. Like
Real
that's one
talk.
thing about my jewelry and my tattoos. Like I don't just get things just because they look nice. It has to have a straight meaning behind it. Like
Absolutely.
every piece that I have or I own has a very unique story to it. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, like uh this two-finger ring right here, this two-finger snake ring right here, this is made from the currency, the coins of Chiang Mai. So all of this ring is made from all coins from Chiang Mai. So it's a two-finger ring. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
And so it's part of the transformational jewelry series, and I chose different animals and things that represent transformation. So as I continue to transform as a man, and as I continue to learn more about myself and my self actualization, and trying to figure out, living fully in my divine purpose, I try to have pieces or things that remind me of, where I'm going at. You know what I mean? Like this
Love
piece right
that.
here was made from a Baba Loud, Baba G. Shout
That's
out to
sick.
Baba G in Atlanta.
Bro,
He
that's
made
sick.
all Angela Bassett jewelry for the Black
That's
Panther
sick.
movie.
That
So
thing is
I
sick.
ran into him in Atlanta, and we hit it off, and he blessed me. And actually, this is my second iteration of this ring because I lost the ring. I misplaced the ring when I got back to the States. But this ring in particular, right here, this ring was the conversation piece that carried me all over the world.
That
Um,
thing is sick. I love that.
carried me all over the world. So when I lost it, I called him on my birthday. And it was like, Baba G, I'm sick. I called him like weeks before my birthday. Said, Baba G, I'm sick, man. I feel like I lost my power. Da 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 da. Because it was a long story behind. He said, man, when he gave me the ring the first time when I bought it, he said, all your blessings are going to run up. You know what I mean? And I was like, I said, wow, all right. He said, never wear it pointing down, always have it point the triangle pyramid point up towards you, because the energy goes up towards you and flows. So I was like, all right. So I felt like, but I realized, but again, it's psychological, because it's not the ring, it's you. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm,
it's not the stones. You are the transmitters, your energy. The stones is just part of it's part of just a, you know what I mean?
presentation.
You can't put too much into it. You know what I mean? Because it's really
Yeah.
you. It's not the stone. You are the stone. You know what I mean? Like this piece right here, this is I'm into triangles. I'm into pyramids. So this ring right here is from my
Sick.
jeweler that
Look
I
at
deal
that.
with in Miami, Florida. Shout
Wow.
out to my sister in Miami, Florida that makes my jewelry. She sent me this piece that I have on my neck just out the blue randomly. I didn't even pay for this. She just said, the spirit told me to send you this. She told me never take it off my neck. I've never taken it off my neck since she gave it to me for 3 years. You know what I mean? So, you know, and these pieces are from Ghana, and she made this piece. This is from Florida, Miami. You know what I mean? And this was associated with, like, you know, when I was going through my fight with trying to struggle with, protection and protecting myself from myself, not from
Ooh,
anyone else, protecting myself from myself. You know what I mean? A
wow.
lot of times we try to say, oh, I got to protect myself from people. Da, 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 da. A lot of times we need to protect ourselves from our damn self.
Ooh,
You know what I mean? To be honest,
pause.
you know,
That's facts right there. Straight facts. Now, I'm not. I'm gonna get off your arm. I'm gonna get off your fingers. But you got to tell me about that copper bracelet. That's
oh yeah,
dope.
so this right
What's
here,
that?
this goes with the ring. He
Talk to me
made this
about
for
that.
me as a set. So this
Wow,
is 100%
that's
copper,
sick, bro.
and then got another Janam on there. So yeah,
All
so
right, well, let me move on because you really, really getting on my nerves. You really, really is getting on my nerves. Oh my gosh. But anyway, because I love jewelry, but jewelry that's stately, not just putting up some diamonds or not.
statement
Something
pieces,
that's
man. Conversation. I call them conversation pieces.
absolutely,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. That's what I love. So I have to give you a big up all the time. You're always together, well
Appreciate
put
that.
together. So
Appreciate that.
I had to talk about that. So let's talk about temple work, ministry, and coaching.
Temple work ministry. Let's get it right. Temple work ministry.
Did I say ministry? I did
No, I
say
don't know
ministry.
what you said. It ain't say no temple work ministry. You
Temple
know
work
that's on there.
ministry.
Temple work ministry with a Y.
I
You know what I'm
love it.
saying?
You was like, get it right.
Yeah.
Temple work ministry and coaching. Let's talk about that because that's big stuff. Tell me
Uh,
what that
well,
is. What's
well,
that?
Temple work ministry and coaching, was birthed while I was getting a certification in mental health advocacy and coaching through Greenheart University. I've had my certification maybe probably about 2-3 months now since I graduated.
Mm,
And I never wanted to be a coach, but I'm naturally a coach just because I'm an encouragement coach. I never wanted to be a health coach, a business coach. I just want to encourage people to access whatever it is they have inside of them, whether it's finding your supreme peace, whether it's accessing the divine power, all from within though. All from within. Everything starts from within. So
sure.
just helping people navigate depression, anxiety, the pressures of being a CEO or a first generation entrepreneur, or helping struggling parents. But it's so interesting. Today I haven't launched anything yet because I'm just trying to figure out what my niche will be. But
Hmm.
God was talking to me this morning, and the universe been talking to me to this morning, and He was telling me that I need to focus on the age group between 10 and 24.
Oh
And
wow.
develop my coaching around supporting youth and encouraging young people, particularly young men. And I think the age 10 always stood out because that's when my dad died. And I
Mhm.
remember, if it wasn't for men pouring into me, my life could have went one way. You got to realize I grew up in Baltimore in the 80s. You did what I'm saying? Like I wasn't 5 years old. I wasn't 2 years old in the 80s. I was 10 in the
Wow.
80s. You did what I'm saying? When
Yeah.
crack and all this stuff, I could have went one or two ways.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Not because I was in the environment or anything like that, just because. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Um,
Hmm.
so I really um I really pride myself on just making sure that anything that I do, especially with the coaching, is from an authentic place, and it's something that I want to do and it feels good. I never wanted to coach because I've seen coaches get burnt out. I was married to a coach, and I watch sometimes how clients and things will be overwhelmed, because when you're coaching, a lot of times when you're doing business coaching and things like that, people want you to do the work for them. They don't want to
Huh.
do the work. You
That's
do what I'm
it. They don't want to coach. They want somebody to
yeah,
do
they
it.
don't want to coach. They want somebody. They want to work. They want somebody to do the work for them. And
Absolutely.
that's not how it works. So I knew that wasn't my ministry. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait for the spirit to speak to me. And one thing that I love about this whole temple work ministry and coaching journey that it finally has housed everything that I've curated and created over the last 5 or 10 years. Now it's housed under one umbrella. So now you'll
Mm,
be able to go to the Temple Work Ministry website and go get the God fragrance. You'll be able to go there and book a My Hillcation and hit the hyperlink for My Hillcation. You'll be able to go in there and get some of the authentic Afro fly stuff and jewelry and hats and clothes and dashikis and whatever it is that we have on our site. But the most important thing that I'm really excited about for Temple Work Ministry is our comfort streetwear with our meditation pants and our yoga pants and our just
mhm,
comfort wear. So I'm really super excited about the direction of Temple Work Ministry and coaching because again, after transitioning from being a juice guy and cafe owner and things of that nature. I had to really do a reset and a rebranding, but I had to make sure, not even a rebranding. I hate the word I hate the word brand, period. Um, I think it's just overused. But I had to reset my life. I had to reset my purpose. And I'm just blessed that Temple Work Ministry came to me. It came to me out of the blue, out of the sky. I just was praying, I was asking, I was meditating, and I was like, yo, Temple Work Ministry. We had to come up with a name of our program. And I couldn't think of that. I was like, yo, I didn't want to do nothing corny. And I was like, yo, honor thy temple. I talk about your temple, your temple, your temple, yo, Temple Work Ministry. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to be like Temple Work Coaching. I wanted to be like Temple
mm.
Work Ministry and coaching. Because when you're ministering, you're preaching not only to others, but you're preaching to yourself. You know what I mean? It's part of your daily constitution. When you minister
Right.
to yourself, you're feeding your spirit with the energy that you need to prosper. So I looked at myself as like, when somebody hear ministry, they're going to think of a higher level of appreciation for the energy that which
Absolutely.
someone is delivering the message. So they're going to look at me more as a messenger, what I
Mhm,
mean, and a vessel, what I mean, to spread whatever I'm supposed to give you in that session or whatever you're supposed to receive from me. I'm just a vessel and a transmitter to send to you. You know what I mean? So
mhm.
that's why I wanted to use ministry. So I'm really excited about that. It got birthed last year, like October, maybe September or so. I was hashtagging temple work prior to that, but the ministry piece and all that came later on.
Okay. I love this. So you said some facets of it. Because listen, I think you is a minister because you talk in a paragraph. That's what ministers do. They don't talk in sentences. They talk in paragraphs. So you be throwing it and going and going. So let me ask you a question. Now, you said it has facets because I know about the fragrance and all of that. So tell the people what's the facets of the temple work. You got the God
So,
fragrance. What's that?
so the temple work ministry. We have different um elements of the organization. Temple Work
Okay.
Ministry is the parent company, but we do have some affiliate brands that we do. So one of them is Afro Fly Lifestyle. That's
Love it.
really Afro Fly Lifestyle is really about just making African or indigenous attire fashionable and young. You know what I mean?
Real talk. Yeah.
Introducing it to folks at a younger age. A lot of times when you see brothers or babas or people wearing this type of attire, they usually got on dress shoes and or sandals or what I mean, which is fine. I wear it that way sometimes too when the occasion fits itself. But most of the time I got on a pair of Pumas, Converses, what I mean? I'm wearing jeans or maybe a whole set or what I mean?
Sure.
It's making it more fly. That's why I called it Afro Fly. I wanted to like, yo, I want you to know that, what I mean? Like it's okay to be sharp. It's okay to,
Okay.
to feel good about yourself. It's okay to represent yourself you talk about being a king, but you dress and act like a peasant. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
you got to dress the part. If you're going to say you're a king, you're a god, you got to look like one.
That's it. That's it.
So that's one of the brands. And then the God fragrance, which is I'm not going to lie,
That's your
out of
baby.
everything that I've ever curated or thought of, that one right there.
That's your baby.
That's for my grandbabies. That's the one for my grandbabies' kids. Like that's the one. And shout out to Oracle Oils. Shout out to the sister. I love her so much.
Tunisia.
And
Tunisia King.
how we met and how that fragrance got curated. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just so organic. And I couldn't ask Allah to align such a beautiful spirit. That's what I like about everything I'm doing. Everybody that's touching my products or making my products is all people touching it with love. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
they not like they putting a lot of energy into my things. Like the people that make my clothes in Ghana, like it's love. Like you know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Real
when I
talk.
when I share the videos of me, like I'm getting all my marketing stuff together. When people see the videos, how happy I am and how happy the people are making the clothes and just the energy because they get
Real talk.
opportunity. I don't go in there and say, hey, make it this way. I'll give them a few ideas and I just let them. I'll pick all the fabric out. I'll go pick all the and I just let them go crazy. I'm like, yo, go crazy. You know my style. You know what I like. Go crazy. And
Yeah.
what I realized with that is when people feel like their self interest is met and everybody feel like they're a part of something, you're going to get the best out of whatever that you're doing. So the
That's
God fragrance is something that I'm super proud of. I have them currently at the Sankofa's Children's Museum up in Pimlico. Shout out to Mama Esther. Also have the roll-ons at Flourish on Charles Street. So
okay.
you can pick up the God fragrance. It's a unisex fragrance. So what I like about it is, with oils and things like that, that's about, it's based off your body composition. So when no one person will smell the same with the God fragrance. So you're leaving your God energy wherever you go, and that was the whole
Hmm.
purpose of it. And you see how it aligns with temple work ministry, honoring your temple and leaving your
Absolutely.
scent and things like that. And the final thing is my hillcation. So when I started traveling abroad, a few years ago when I started traveling abroad, like when I turned like maybe 38 or something like that. I'm
Hmm.
46 now. And I started traveling abroad. And, I looked at them as like hillcations and not from healing from a situation, a person, but just a time to just give your body a time to just recharge. Whatever that
Yes.
healing look like, whether you have to heal from a person, a situation, a thing, or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the premise of it was just to like, yo, this not just a vacation. This is a hillcation. This is your mind healing, your body restoring. And I want it, and I get it towards the people that work hard every day, that don't give themselves a vacation. This is designed for the CEOs, the hardworking mothers and hardworking fathers. This is designed for the hardworking business people that want to get away and retreat and just do some really amazing things and let your head down and reconnect with yourself. And get treated like with the royalty at which you deserve to be treated with. So all those things align under temple work ministry. We're talking about peace. We're talking about accessing your power. Those are the things that what the temple work ministry is about. So those three main umbrellas, those are the three main umbrellas you will see on the site. I worked with a team in Thailand to build my site. It's actually down right this particular second, just because we're retooling for the official relaunch.
Hmm.
I think he said it'll be ready next week. I'm not sure. We had a beautiful meeting today. It's a time difference, so I'm talking to them like
Sure.
crazy times of the day and night. So it's just hard to catch. But yeah, those are the things that we're currently doing. I mean, those are the three main things we're doing, focusing on just pushing fashion, pushing fragrance, atmospheric fragrance, so we can change the atmosphere. And just focusing on how we think when we travel. So it's about just traveling. It's about your fragrance. It's about how you feel, what you wear, and it's also about mindset. So that's what the whole thing is about. It's a total body thing, from the head to the toe, from the rooter to the tutor. You know what I mean?
Wow. You know what?
Mind,
It
body.
brings yeah, it brings back what I was talking. I talked yesterday, and talking to a young lady, and I said that everything has a reset button. The TV, the computer,
Yeah,
everything that has a reset, and we have to sometimes reset.
yeah,
And that healcation sound like that, and also just dealing with the power within. A
yes,
lot of times we
yes,
look up out of ourselves for power, but
yes.
usually it's inside.
It is. And
It's
it, it
all
gets
inside.
it gets so convoluted by the amount of debris that we have in our minds. A
Absolutely.
lot of the things that, childhood trauma,
Yes.
emotional trauma, relationship trauma, self-doubt, all of those things, you start questioning yourself. So you got to take time to reset and clear the debris out your brain. So you don't throw
Yes.
pebbles in your own path. You throw pebbles in your own path. Those pebbles become boulders. And when they become
Mm.
boulders, you cannot just go, you got to go over it, around it. You can't go through a boulder. You know what I'm
Cannot.
saying? So why do I want to make my journey harder by keep throwing pebbles in my own path and keep adding to it, keep adding to it, keep adding to it? Nah. So you got to hit that reset button. And it
You
took me
gotta
years.
hit it.
It took
You
me
got it.
years to realize that. It took me years to
Really?
realize that because I was on and go, on and go, on and go, on and go. Oh, keeping it moving, keeping it moving. We're taught to keep it moving, keep it moving,
Yes.
keep it moving, keep it
Yes.
moving. No, you can't keep it
You
moving. You're
can't
gonna keep
keep it
it moving.
moving.
You're gonna keep yourself. You're gonna move your ass into the damn graveyard.
That's it. You keep it moving, you're gonna see it's gonna stop for good.
Yeah, you're gonna move right into the graveyard. You're gonna go
All
from
day.
moving around to moving in the graveyard.
All day. And as as a traumatized people, we're on that move. We're always trying to catch up. But a lot of times just catch on and chill.
Catch up or prove up.
Oh, there you go. Prove up. That's a whole nother word. That is it. So we do have to reset, guys. We do have to release, and we got to do different things. And I love the clothes. You like relaxing because we're in this thing where everyone is in leisure wear. Everybody's chilling. Clothes has changed. It's not the suit anymore. The suit got sneakers with it.
Facts, facts, and they be looking
Real
slick. You know what I mean? I'm about to. It's crazy that you said that because I'm actually about to. I was talking to my tailors the other day. I'm about to jump back into the suit game, but I'm about to switch it up. It's about to be crazy. Like I ain't gonna share it right now, but
I know you're gonna hurt them.
It's about to be the suit game is about to be crazy.
I know you're gonna hurt them.
Like the suit game about to be crazy. So I'm just excited. Like I said, just about the future. I finally realized that leadership. Shout out to Bishop Miles, God rest his soul. The leadership is about organizing people and money. You know what I mean? And so I'm just excited to finally organizing a team and allowing other people to help me. You know what I mean? You have to allow others to help you and be okay with not being the captain or the driver all the time of your ship. You have to trust people. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the most patient I have ever been. I've been wanting to start making money and selling stuff, but I got to make sure all my systems and stuff are right. You know what I mean? That's what my team keep telling me, bro. I know you want to, but bro, we need to make sure these systems right. So if you do this thing one time, you can do it one time and hit the ground running. You know what I mean? You can have the right funnels. You can get the right, everything that you need for you to do what you're about to do. You know what I mean? It's just about being patient and just aligning with your strategic partners. And again, like I said, taking the time to reset, taking that time to quiet the noise in your mind.
Yeah.
And that was really the purpose of, like I said, Temple Work Ministry came by me going on this unpaid sabbatical for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know all that was going to happen this last year. I didn't know. My year didn't start off that way. I mean, it started off traveling, but I didn't know it was going to end off with a sabbatical where I really got an opportunity to really tap into my higher self and experience things that, it's going to propel me to the next level of life because I've seen a different side of life. And I've also saw my life in real time, not the superficial life here that I thought I saw. Oh, money, and I want to have this and that. No, I don't want none of that. I want everything that I just recently had: peace, relaxation. You know what I mean? Good food with energy. You know what I mean? Like energy. You know what I mean? I just want to be around good energy and good atmosphere. And food is energy. You know what I mean? And they just felt good to be around high energy people. And when I'm not gonna lie, every time I travel to Africa, it just feel good to be a part of the majority every day. Forget everything else about Africa. It just feel good to be a part of
the majority
every day.
Every day. How about that?
You're part of the majority. There's no question about it.
No question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, that part alone changes your mindset when you come back to the States. Anybody that travels abroad, they will tell you can never come back to the States and look at the States the same. Or you didn't get what you're supposed to get when you traveled. Because you can never look at the States the same if you traveled and you really traveled. Unless if you're a resort person, then you're still an American. You know what I mean? But if you wouldn't touch the people and you was out about in them communities, in them streets like I be, you never look at America the same. You don't look at no food the same. You don't look at people the same. You don't look at nothing the same. You know what I mean?
You know what? Juan, you dropping all the Jews out here today. I mean, you are because listen, it is freeing. We don't even understand how it is to be in the majority. That's first. We don't even know about that because we're always being touted as minority. But really, Europeans are 17% of the world.
Facts.
We are world citizens.
World citizen as black people, as African people, as whatever you want to identify yourself as a person of color. When we go around the world, it is a different level of power. It's a different level of love.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like I've never experienced the level of love I experienced outside. You get treated like the way you're supposed to get treated.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's the only place that treat us as if we are insignificant. So why do you want to keep staying here getting abused? No.
because we don't understand that there's greatness outside of North America.
Yes.
And we got to stop
Way
going to
greater,
Europe.
way more
Everybody's telling, I
beautiful
want to go to
thing.
Europe. You need to go to Africa. You need to go to South Asia. Go to other places. You have to visit and see other things, and you'll see that this is so obsolete. We're
Yes.
fighting to be a part of a community that don't give a damn about us.
Facts.
I'm
Facts.
trying to tell you, we Europeans are 17% of the population. They are not the majority
We're not even designed to be living in the
anywhere.
concrete jungle. Like we're not designed to be living in
Ooh,
the
say it
concrete
again.
jungle. You know
Say
what I mean?
it, boy.
That's not even in our nature as melanated people. We need the sun. We need
Yeah.
the wind. We need the air. We need clean food. That's why most of us are stressed out and unhealthy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We don't even have atmospherically, we're not in our atmosphere.
You
You know
better
what I'm
come
saying? So
on.
that's why I try to create the atmosphere that I want around me. Like I have plants around me. I make sure that you know what I mean? Like I keep the type of
Yeah.
scents that I want to have around me just to remind me, you know what I mean, of like really what the atmosphere I want to create. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, you
Yep.
know, like I said, traveling abroad, it really changed my life. Like it really made me see, like, bro, they lied to you, my guy.
They
You know
have
what I mean?
lied.
Like, and the
Yes.
gig is up. You know what I mean? So my goal is to teach and empower every young person, every other person that want to listen. You know what I mean? Like, yo, join me on the journey. I got 3 retreats coming up this year. Our first one is going to be in Florida. I'm working with Learn to Live movement. Like I said, I'm doing partnerships. I'm doing alignments right now. It ain't all about Brother Nance. You know what I mean? It's a
Mhm.
alignment so we can complete the assignment. We align for the assignment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's bigger than
That's
me.
bars right there.
Like so, we got a retreat. We got a retreat to Florida. Then we have a retreat. I think it's going to be August, I believe. We're doing Jamaica. We're finalizing all the details now, and then we're going on a big trip to Bali. Is either October or November. You know what I mean? So we're still working out. I had to change the Bali trip from the summer to the end of the year. You know what I mean? Just to
Mhm.
make sure everybody can get there. But you know, again, you know, anything that I do or anything that I teach or anything that I preach is either something that I lived through, experienced, or if someone shared with me. I'm never going to give anybody something that I wouldn't do myself, and I hold high integrity in everything that I do. You know, and again, I'm glad that I remember when Black Box Radio first started. I remember, you know
There
what I
you
mean?
go, Juan.
I remember the grind. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So I'm always going to find time, make time, take time, you know, to honor those that make time, to take time to honor and respect me. So it's always a pleasure to bless the
Absolutely.
Black Box Radio family. You know what I mean? So
I
I hope that
appreciate
I
you.
answered your last question. You know, I kind of went a little off, but
Listen, I know you're a minister. Y'all speak in paragraphs. I love it. But listen, you are dropping so many jewels here, Juan. I never had you in the seat, bro. That's why this is, we got to do this again, because when you sit in the seat, you kill a game.
yeah,
Every time I talk to you, in the move. So you in the seat tonight. But listen, what you're saying is absolutely correct. African people have to find African people. We got
facts.
to leave America. And I'm not saying just leave what you know, just go experience something different.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Get on one of these retreats. Get around other people who think differently. It makes you want to go to different places.
yeah.
We've been told, listen, go to Europe, go to Paris, listen, go
And
to
we also was told you need a lot of money to travel. You don't need that
yeah.
much money. I was gone for 3 months. You know what I mean?
How much money you have?
And I spent probably like 2,000 just as far as loose money. You know what I mean? That's eating every day. I'm not counting my flights and all that. I'm talking
Yeah.
about just straight me lodging,
Mm-hmm.
eating, and traveling around on bikes, cars, whatever I need to do. You know what I'm saying? And I travel by myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's no excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
No
travel with no
excuses.
entourage and none of that. Like when I go places, I have homes there. I know people there, and I connect. Like I stay at Mama Esther house when I go to Ghana. So that's an honor and a privilege that I don't take lightly. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So it's like it's just about, like I said, building. I thank God that I got exposed to this and that I'm a global citizen now, you know, and I feel good about that, you know, and I'm looking forward to these next 3 to 5 years as I'm starting to plant my flag in places where I can, you know, reside at months at a time and don't feel like I'm just trapped and compelled, not just to Baltimore, but just to America just as a whole. So,
Well,
yeah.
let me ask you a question. Being a black man, right? Because that's what you are. Being an African man, do you have relationships with males who are moving like you?
Yes,
Because you say you travel by yourself.
yes, I do.
Okay,
Fortunately, I do.
good.
You know what I mean? Fortunately, I do. Some are here in Baltimore. Some are in different states. Some are over in different countries. You know what I mean? Every country I went to, I've met some very outstanding, powerful black men, and we stay connected. We talk. I probably
Great.
talk more to people overseas than I talk to people in Baltimore. You know what I
Wow.
mean? In my own network. So to
Mm-hmm.
answer your question, yes, I'm actually looking for more men and higher men so I can become higher. You know what I mean? So I
Mm.
can learn more. You know what I mean? Like I'm able to just move and navigate through different spaces because I make sure I'm not in rooms where I'm the only person that's smart. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like
Get it.
let me be the slowest and the brokest in the room. That means I'm in the right damn room. You do what I'm saying?
All day.
You know, so I to answer your question, I do have a lot of positive,
Good.
strong brothers. We may not have all 100% the same ideology, but the
Mm-hmm.
core of who we are and what we represent and what we stand for, as far as being outstanding men and adding value to the world. You don't have to be African. You don't have to wear African attire. You don't have to do any of that. As long
Yep.
as you're a stand up, honorable man, and you take care of your children and you take care of the people that you're around and with, and you take care of yourself first. That's the
Hmm.
first jewel. Because you can't take care of your kid, your wife, your girlfriend, or nobody else. You take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself and honoring yourself first allows you to be in a better position, you know what I mean, and a better sense of authority, you know what I mean, when you focus on taking care of yourself, you know what I mean. So I've
I
been
love that.
fortunate to have honorable, wonderful black men. You know, a lot of brothers I look up to, you know what I'm saying? Some of them are my same, around the same age, and I still address them as Baba. You know what I mean? Just because they operate on such a high level in that particular world. You know what I mean? Um,
Absolutely.
you know, so I
Absolutely.
just I sometimes I pinch myself more some of the men that I know. I just be like, damn, I know some really dope men. I know some really dope people. You know what I mean? So it just shows, one thing about men and one thing about really firm and honorable men, we can be in a room with other lions and we don't
Oh,
have to always roar. And you still your lion. A lot of men can't do that. A lot of men got to beat on their chest and say, I'm the alpha. I'm the da 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 da. A real alpha don't have to run around talking about, alpha. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to run around trying to pre-work. It's not a pissing contest. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be in a room full of men and still, that's when you know that you're around good men. You know what I mean? When all of you guys are building and all of you are encouraging each other and you're not competing or you're not tearing each other down. Like, that's not what men are supposed to do, especially black men. We come from tribes, great nations and tribes. We supposed to work with tribalism. You know what I mean? What I don't know, lift me up and make me stronger. You know what I mean? If I can support you and I can help you, that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to war with each other. Is war necessary? Is conflict sometimes important? Absolutely. But within conflict also births understanding. You know what I mean? And for you to elevate in who you be. You know what I mean? So, I
I love
it's
that.
been a very intense journey, being a 46-year-old man that lost his dad at 10 years old. Like I tell people all the
Wow.
time, I'm not a victim of circumstances. That man is still here today because his spirit lives through me and with me every
Hmm.
day, because I said 10 years of a solid foundation of a man. You see what I'm saying?
I'm
And how he
seeing it.
moved, the stories I hear, how he operated out here in the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's naturally and it's innately in us. Like, I don't think no man is brought up or born to be just fucked up. I don't. You know what I mean? I think that we lose a little bit of the essence, and we don't take time to heal. And like I tell people right now, the reason why this generation, in my opinion, is out of control, and it's not because they're out of control. It's not their fault. They're living a loveless generation. No one tells them they love them. The parents don't love them. The radio tell them nobody loves them. The TV say they don't love them. The music say, I'm gonna take your girl, I'm gonna kill you. I'm I did it on my own, all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're right.
so how can you be mad
Wow.
at kids that's 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old that have adult problems that the adults can't even handle at 40
Wow.
and 50 years old? So how you expect a kid to process and be out here? I see kids out here 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night right now with no parent guidance,
None.
looking for
Wow.
asking for food and stuff like that. Young kids. I didn't have to
Wow.
worry about that coming up. And like I said earlier, I lost my dad at 10. I didn't have to worry about eating out no trash cans or my mother out here. I was blessed.
He's at the school, y'all.
Don't worry
So,
about that. I'm good.
so he's talking to the folks in the school. So he's coming back.
Sorry, guys.
That's cool. That's cool. But Juan, listen. I love what you said about black men because a lot of time, and I wanted to hear from a black man, that there's some high vibrational black men out here.
It's
You
more,
know,
it's more, it's more
and if
high
you,
vibrational black men than low vibrational black men. And let me tell you why that is. Let me tell
ooh,
you why. So when I was in college, right, I had to do a paper, and I was in a statistics class, and so the
okay,
statistic that I picked was fathering, like black men, and because they said black men were absent fathers, and I just couldn't believe it because I was like, yo, every brother I know either has custody of his kids or deeply involved in his kid. I said, so I don't understand how that. I said I need to do some research. So I did the research. Now don't quote me on the numbers, right? But this is what I remember vaguely. It was like 40 something percent, like 44, 46% of black men either were married, had custody of the kids, or were in a very cooperative relationship with their children. It was
uh-huh.
another like maybe 38% that didn't even have children. I want to say that again. 38% either didn't have children or didn't want children or, were part of the LGBT, whatever
Mm-hmm.
community. You know what I'm
Sure,
saying? So
sure.
that was categorized. And then they said it was only like maybe 2 to 3% of black men don't take care of their children. They're absent fathers. How is that the majority? You know why it's the majority? Because it was beating our head with the image that black men want.
Absolutely,
That's why I said it's a lot of black men out here vibrating high. You know what I mean? But the
absolutely.
problem is, I feel like we've been so going against each other so much, black men and black women, and it's like everybody felt they got to prove something. So black men, as they elevate and they start getting money, they don't really be trusting people, or they want to be a player, or the women start getting money, they don't need no man instead of, I mean, it's no, but it's like the things that fuel us. So that's why I say, like, I don't agree when people say it's not enough high vibrational men out here, or it's not enough high vibrational women. Like, I've only dealt with high level women. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't relate to that personally.
I
You know what
love
I mean? Like, so I mean, I was telling a friend of mine, like, when you know your value and you know who you be, like, you don't settle for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you move accordingly to who you are. I'd rather be alone and take as much time by myself than to be just dealing with any random energy, because it was an energy exchange. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? So I just wanted to just clarify that it's a lot of high vibrational men out here, and the black men out here in the world. We just got to understand how to use our high vibration to help vibrate that energy throughout our community, and to be a ripple effect to make everything even. Because right now it's a pissing contest and who got the most, and it ain't about that. You know what I mean? That don't make you a man. What you got don't make you a man. Like, your possessions don't make you a man.
Listen, all of that's facts. I love what you're saying because sometimes women will say it, but when you hear from another man and you hear men saying that, I think that's so true. And there's a lot of high vibrational women too. Let's not
It's a
a
it's a
lot. I know
it's
as
a
a matter of
lot
fact, it's some in
it's
the
a
building
lot of
right
high
now.
vibration. I just feel
A
bad because a lot of
lot.
these high vibrational women got so many damn scars and bruises. You know what I mean? So you gotta get through all the before you can feel the vibration, but you gotta you gotta pull them. You gotta pull them weeds. You gotta de-weed them first, baby. You gotta de-weed
You
them.
better
You
say it.
gotta de-weed them first, and then you gotta re-put the soil down there so you can fertilize that ground properly for you and her to walk on.
That's
Not
it.
what everybody else did to that woman. You feel me?
That's it. That's it. Because a lot of us are beat up. That's for sure.
Including us men. Including us men. I used to be one of them. I used to be one of them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not one of those people that speak about things that I haven't experienced or been through. I've been one of those people. You know what I'm saying? But I've never lost my integrity. I've never was disrespectful. None of that. No matter how the vibration was or made me feel. That doesn't
Hmm.
change how you approach to, especially a person that looks like you.
Huh.
That's the
Listen,
key.
that is the key. One, we've been here for an hour and I feel like 10 minutes. You're a bad man. I'm telling you, the repair, the reset, and what you've been saying and what you've said tonight is what we need. We need to talk about these things and understand that, there's more than what we see every day. There's more than what we've learned. We've
Yeah,
been lied to.
yeah.
We are living sometimes a miserable existence trying to fit in where you won't ever fit
Facts.
in.
Or
So
trying to fit in a place that you don't even deserve to even.
you shouldn't
You
even
built
be
you
in.
you built what you're trying to fit in.
You better say
Like,
it.
I told the kids at my school, I said, yo, I can never allow nobody to tell you don't understand math and science. We created all it's in your
Huh,
DNA. You
huh.
just gotta access it. You just
You
gotta
are
tap
mad.
into it.
You're mad. The African is mad. But listen, we could go on and on. You, one. I always said, J Juice, you are special. That's what I want you to know. You're a special guy. I'm
Good,
so glad
thanks.
I know you.
Good, likewise.
I'm so glad you're in Baltimore. Keep spreading some of that juice you got. That juice is amazing.
Appreciate
You
you.
look good. You talk good.
I
You got
appreciate.
your beams on. You know I'm a beam girl, so you beamed up tonight. I see you, bruh.
I appreciate you. You got me over
I
here.
definitely
You got
see
me
you.
over here smiling. I just be trying, like I said, man, I just be trying to keep grown men alive. You know what I mean? I just be trying to keep authenticness alive. I just be trying to, do what I saw when I was coming up, man. And I
Yeah,
know that my ancestors, I lived with my ancestors, man. And I know my
real talk.
ancestors are proud of me. I know my
Real talk.
ancestors walk with me. And I know my ancestors, want me to continue this wave of just the self discovery, man, and discovering how to help more young people because, helping adults is cool, but helping the youth is, I get more satisfaction out of that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's liberation. Helping the
Yeah,
youth is our
that is true
liberation.
liberation. I mean, I got
Yeah.
so many things I can't wait to share with the community that I'm developing for these young people. It's crazy. I just don't. It's not time yet. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Not
Well,
time.
listen,
And
you've
that's
been
one thing that the Bible Allows told me over the last 2 years. Like, I need you to stop talking so much. Stop telling everybody what you're doing. So just and I never understood that. You know what I mean? Because I'm
now
just
you
a free
see.
spirit. I'm just a free spirit. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But it was like, but now I understand more why. You know what I mean? Because
Keep it all in.
again,
Yep.
you can self-sabotage yourself. So I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm honored to be selected as a person that, in Baltimore that's making and living Black history. I feel like we are walking art every day. We
Oh,
are making history every day.
yes.
So let's continue to make excellent, supreme Black history. Because history was yesterday, today, and it's going to be in the future as well. So I just want to say thank you so much to Black Box Radio. I appreciate you, Sister Queen. Like you always come through. And thank you. Keep doing that divine work that you're doing for our people, the voice of the people.
Absolutely. J Juice, you know you my mans in them forever, for sure. And I want you, listen, you done left so many jewels, but I want you to lay that final inspiration on us. Lays on it, we out of here. Lay one more
I just
on
want
us.
to say, just remember that we don't have good days; we create them. You know, what I mean, we create the days we want, so we can spread our love, our light, our peace, our power, our energy to the world. You only get one opportunity at this thing called life. We have one shared human experience, and just make sure that not only are you sharing it with those you want to share it with, but make sure that you're being kind to yourself. Make sure that you're sharing the light with yourself, because the only hater is the person in the mirror not putting in that work. So make sure you're putting in the work, so you don't feel like and you quiet the noise around you. So always maintain supreme peace and access your power all from within. Peace and power to the people. Love y'all. Salute.
Boxed up and out on that one. I ain't got no more to say. Give me them deuces, bro. We
Peace
out.
and power. You
Peace and
already know.
power. Good night, Black Boxes.
Peace. Good night, Black Box family. Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. One, don't go nowhere.
All right.